going down a huge mountain right now, so it's not gonna be how I wanted to find out if the brakes were really, really good or if they're a little soft. And I think it's like a smidge low, not like low. Could have been my imagination that it was lower than last time, but I want to say it was more like a 1/4 of an inch of difference from the rear brake fluid compartment reservoir compared to like an 1/8 of an inch from the top on the front brake fluid compartment. And I know the rear disc brakes have slight slow seep from the wheel cylinders, so no point in risking it going down a huge mountain. Safety first. I'm seat buckling in my purse so that it's not flying around the cab, and seat buckling myself, and we topped off the brakes, so we are good. Okay, I could put the white sweater back on for Easter. Oh, I totally got makeup on taking it off. It's like maybe get makeup on it or maybe get grease on it. Oh, shit. I don't think anybody will notice. But let's test out how they actually feel while I'm still pulled over here in the parking lot and not on the road. Okay, I think that's better. I think it was getting like closer to the brake pedal was getting closer to the floor before, and now it's stopping like a few inches above the floor. Still doesn't really feel like anything for the first part of travel. They've kind of always been like that, which is not a big deal, but it is what it is. That's part of why Eric and I are going to do a big overhaul on the brakes, because I switched from having rear drums to front disc brakes that I pulled off of
left onto Nielsen Court, then turn right onto Cold Springs Road.
a dent side. Turn on the so we Eric and I are doing a big overhaul on the brakes anyway, because we pulled the front discs of these off of a dent side, because that was the generation that started having disc brakes in the front, either standard or more common, available at least. But what we didn't realize at the time was that we also then needed to install a proportioning valve that would, I guess, distribute the pressure differently in the front and rear brakes, since the front is now disc and the back is drum, so they're not all the same. Because when it was all drum brakes, it didn't have any proportioning valve at all. But then the proportioning valve has the brake lines come into a different place, and it has a different master cylinder that has the brake lines come in from the inside on the passenger side instead of curving around from the outside on the driver's side. And so then we may as well just do all new brake lines, because we would have to. And the old brake lines had some like kind of sketchy patching going on with like some rubber and some steel. So I've ordered it from Inline Tube. I have like all new brake lines, and I think I ordered a new master cylinder. That actually did it. And proportioning valve. So everything will be pretty much new. Oh, and also new wheel cylinders, of course. So everything will be really in really good condition, and it'll have the right setup for having the front disc and rear drum brakes, and it'll all be set up as though it were OEM, as close to OEM as I can for like the OEM dent side, 73 to 79 front disc rear brake braking system. So that'll be good, because I drive up and down this giant mountain in Napa a lot now, and because I want to drive her on my first really big road trip in June. I got the time off confirmed with work, drive her to the F100 Western Nationals in Orange County in June, and if you can get there, you should go. It's super, super fun. I already know that there's a bunch of people I know from Truckstagram, as I call it, who are going, and I'm super excited to meet so many people in person. So let me know if you're going, because I think it's going to be so fun, and I think the drive down will be absolutely gorgeous, because I want to take, ooh, that was a little squeaky. I want to take Highway 1 for part of it, and then of course probably switch to the 5, because I think if I take Highway 1 the whole time, I need 2 full days to drive down there. But at least take Highway 1 for part of it. It's the most beautiful drive on the California coast that you could ever imagine in your entire life. And hopefully on my way, stop by Boulder Creek near Santa Cruz, where I got the truck, to say hi to folks that I got the truck from, and the ones who let me, the guy who let me like store it in his lot for a few months before I was able to get it towed to San Francisco. But I think it'll just be a really amazing trip. And if anybody else is driving down from anywhere along that route down to Orange County for Western Nationals, let me know. I think it would be really fun to caravan, and I'd also feel a little bit safer, more secure if there were other people who could potentially help troubleshoot or support if needed on the way. I feel pretty good about her drivetrain overall, because we fully rebuilt the engine. We're going to do this big brakes overhaul. The transmission, I don't know. I'm going to change the fluid